Good to see you today. Again, my name is Jacob Hall. The first 20 years of my career I spent in investment banking and capital markets. 4 years ago, I left Wells Fargo, where I was leading up innovation and was an SVP there. But my role was to help entrepreneurs and innovators around the world with technology, help our investment bankers and tech bankers with deal flow. And it was kind of boring, even though it was probably the coolest job in banking. I got bored and wanted to build something big. So I looked around and said, you know what? Before the internet, if you wanted to take a copy of this chair, you had to pay somebody to recreate it. It wasn't just easy to copy it. And this guy named, the internet came along, and basically you could create 1,000 copies of that for nothing and just spread it around the internet, right? So photos, images, now it became everywhere, instantly, all the time, which we all think is great, right? We got electronic books, we got videos, streaming, unlimited movies. But there was this guy named Satoshi Nakamoto, and Satoshi had this vision for eliminating a problem with, at the time, digital currencies, where people wanted to be able to transact currencies online, but there was this really big issue. And it was the same as the internet, and that was if I had a digital token, somebody could actually make copies of it and double spend it. Okay, so they could spend this twice. And so he created this technology, or made it popular anyway. It was actually quite old technology underneath the covers, but he put a lot of things together, created a way to make it immutable so you could have a copy of something, and that's the only copy that exists, guaranteed on the internet. So you could own this and be assured that that's the only copy in existence, at least for this unique one. So I got fascinated by that because I looked at it and I said, wow, this is going to change the world. This is going to disrupt business models. It's not just technology innovation, it's business innovation. When you take those two things together, new possibilities arise. I liked helping entrepreneurs. I like creating things that help people. So I said, wow, this is like a playground, right? I can go here and build something that can create 1,000 things. So wanting to build a unicorn, I left my job 4 years ago to start Agingo full time. And the name Agingo is just doing things over and over again, easier, faster, safer. And we say we're managing data just like money. And so today, data on the internet is copied all over the place, right? But money, if you try to copy it, you go to jail. If I try to sell 1,000 copies of that chair 1,000 times, I go to jail for fraud. And so we say managing data just like your money, this is the future of the internet. So if you look at blockchain, it's a great technology, but it's 11 years old, hasn't changed a whole lot. It's, well, older than an iPhone, really, most of the iPhones, and it uses a lot of energy. So what we're doing is we took a look at all the challenges of blockchains, and we said they consume a lot of energy, they're slow in transaction throughput, so you get like 5 transactions per second. It's great, you can electronically send Bitcoins and Ethereum around the world, but if everybody used it all at the same time, it could get quite expensive and slow. And so it uses a lot of compute resources like video cards. You may find it hard to buy a video card nowadays because of this. And there's a lot of technical reasons why blockchains have had a difficult time taking off and replacing banks and other things where high transaction volumes like electronic trading might prevent you from using a blockchain fully. And so we created a new blockchain platform from scratch called Noob, or Not Only One Blockchain. And true to its name, it is more than one blockchain. So we can actually deploy this on cell phones, tablets, desktops, and you can come to us, and what we want to do is eliminate transaction fees. So today when you send a Bitcoin or Ethereum, a lot of people complain about Ethereum because of the NFT tokens. It's like $40 to $100 to create a token. What we want to do is treat tokens like paper. Okay, so we'll come to us, we'll sell you a box of paper, and then you can put any information inside the tokens you want, turn it into anything you want, and guarantee that that only exists one time in one place anywhere, effectively creating a digital universe using your phone, your tablet, your desktop, and any server on the planet. So what we've done is we've solved a very complex problem with something called fully homomorphic encryption, and they might not mean anything to you, but it should, because this is the technology that's going to return privacy back to you on the internet. So you're going to be able to control your information. When you send it over the internet, you're not going to have to worry about somebody copying it without permission. And if you give it to a company, they can't copy it without you knowing about it or change it. I think we've all, even banks, spent 20 years in banking, banks make errors. So sometimes they double spend, they double deposit, or there's errors in the accounting system. What we're doing is we're creating this blockchain platform that's many, many blockchains. So you can come to us and say, I want 21 million tokens. I'm going to call my blockchain blockchain A. Somebody else can come to us and say, I want another blockchain that's going to do something new. And we can give them a series of tokens, and we'll sell them like paper, like just really cheap. And you'll be able to transact them. You'll be able to send them to someone, and there's no transaction fee, just like cash, right? Because you take a dollar bill, you hand it to somebody, there's no cost. So this really is the holy grail of the future internet and with digital currencies. There's a huge world out there that's going to be replaced with blockchain. If you're not in blockchain, this is where you want to be in the future. All of them, they're all our friends. We love all the blockchains. We'll be one of them. We won't be the only one, and we don't look at it that way. So what Noob can do. So Noob, most importantly, lets you put information inside the tokens. Okay, so we can put an image in here, a video, and it's inside the token. So once we create it, the only thing you can do with it is change ownership of it. You can't change the information in the token. Okay, huge problem if you're reading about NFTs. We can securely transfer information. So one of the use cases for our technology is a data exchange where you can deposit your data, and then you can you can deposit your shoe size one time and trust 100 companies, and they all get your shoe size. And without giving up your phone number, your name, your email, they can communicate with you and securely chat with you through this technology. Best part is you earn tokens and you turn it in for money, for a percentage of what the companies pay to request your data. Blockchains in the banking world and really across industries, it's all about automating, compliance, auditing, a lot of the accounting things that were a hassle before, and maybe we weren't really confident about the numbers. With blockchain, you can be confident that when information got created, it can't be tampered with. And that's a big deal, because banks make mistakes. Some banks I worked for before make mistakes. So any case, love blockchain. It lowers infrastructure cost. So with this technology, you do not have to depend upon Amazon, Microsoft Cloud, or any other data center. You can build apps that are completely decentralized. So they run on phones, tablets, desktops. That's what powers them. All of your computations can be performed encrypted on any device. So if our blockchain technology, if we sent you 4 times 4 to your phone, you'd have no idea you were computing 4 times 4, but you would compute it, give me the answer, and I would know the answer, and only me. So the way we do this is we actually use more than one blockchain, which is not intuitive, because if I tell you blockchains are slow today, most of them, and then I tell you we're using 4 blockchains. Well, the thing is, what Satoshi did was he eliminated double spend. What we've done is eliminate double spend a new way. So we do it by having 4 blockchains that work together to manage a ledger. Okay, so it's 4 working together as one. And by doing this, we can lower transaction fees and energy usage. So this is like how we compare to other blockchains today. It's very simple. And another more detailed slide. But we're licensing this to companies. We're a software company. We haven't done an SEO. We stayed out of it. But we're going to build a platform for people to do whatever they want to do. We're not going to tell you how to use the tokens. It's up to you. We're selling you paper. And you can build it into NFT platforms. You can do AR. You can control robotics. You'll be able to securely transfer information, anything you wish. So what we're doing with our customers is they come to us, we'll help them plan their blockchain, and then we'll help them design their token economics and model, implement it, and think of this as like building a high-rise building. There's cost up front for construction, but once you construct it and deploy it, there's very little cost with maintaining the building. But there's an ongoing residual income stream. So we take a percentage of revenue or sell the tokens, either way. And our customers benefit the most. So this is an enterprise platform, so we're working with some very large enterprise customers who are interested in our platform. Clearly, the market's there. Big businesses like Goldman and JP Morgan, Fidelity, they're all getting into this, and they're going to need a competitive platform to go to market with. We're going to offer this initially licensing it to companies, But then we're going to offer a public platform, and testnet's just around the corner for us. So this is built, real working technology, lots of patents, things we've stayed under the radar. But you'll be able to come to us and just get an agreement to build a photograph of that chair right there and have 1 million of them. And every time somebody pays for it, it'll create the token that is that picture of the chair. So that's an agreement. An issuance of tokens is like you come to us and say, I want to build my own Bitcoin, 21 million tokens. We'll give that to you. And there's no transaction fees afterwards. There's no dilution to your coin, not unless you put it in. Nothing like that. There's no developer fees other than the initial purchase of the paper, digital paper. A nano chain, we have 4 blockchains at the core. We can add a 5th one. And the 5th one, these are just processes running in your client. But the 5th one is required to transact for this special nano chain issuance of tokens. But it's your own issuance, and then every time somebody transacts this token, it has to go through your program to transact. So that's what we call nano chains at the core. So some use cases, a data exchange is one example. We're working on a B2B use case with a multifamily property real estate company now to value securities in that space. But from an individual's perspective, what we should care about in the future is we deposit our data, we manage it in one place. We don't have 1,000 companies asking us for permission in different ways to your data. You deposit it, and then companies request it, and you're rewarded with a token when you do multi-party minting, which is our new capability. We mint a token when a number of rules have been met. Okay, so tokens don't get created until you have some exchange of value between parties. This is a decentralized data exchange. There'll be lots of those on the internet, not just one. There's another use case, digitization of user data, again, just a walkthrough. Tokenizing assets. So this is the art, but it's also stock certificates. So I'm not saying create stock out of tokens and say they're worth a lot of money. I'm saying take the paper that would normally be a stock certificate, and we tokenize that piece of paper. And so we're talking to a group that wants to build a ETF, electronically traded fund, where under Delaware law, you can tokenize the shares of the fund, but the fund gets taken public, then the shares get tokenized. Okay, and that's the way you build a legit digital currency. It's legal around the world. Digital coupons, so somebody wants to offer coupons, so somebody implements our platform, and they say, we're gonna create this special token any company can use to create a coupon. So a company fulfills the request, they create the basic coupon shell, a user sends their data to the coupon. So, companies like the big retail and brands you see in the stores, they can provide these coupons out, and they'll get data directly from their consumers at the endpoint. They share that data, they get the coupon, they bring that back to the retailer, and they earn, that retailer can redeem it for the underlying value of the coupon. So we're basically automating coupon redemption. In financial services, all the banks, they're gonna be thinking about how do we tokenize the money inside the bank? Because after all, the banks just run on this big ledger on a mainframe, and they're all trying to figure out how to get off mainframes. So blockchain is the answer for that. So you can tokenize money inside of a bank. So when you move money from your checking account to your brokerage account, it happens in real time, not after some batch process. So the bank can give you the ability to put that on a card and take it with you. And I also say that banks are like tokenizing all the currencies because they're getting into it now. So you're seeing like Bank of New York and JP Morgan, other banks trying to figure out how they get into this space and offer custody for their customers, particularly high wealth. This is electronic trading, issuance and settlement. So just what we talked through earlier, except, I'm creating a stock certificate, and when you say you want to invest in my company, then we put your name on it, we stamp it with a seal, and there goes a token. Fully native token, not something outside the system. So this is a use case we've been talking about with a customer where we have tokens that can have multiple parties. So imagine this is divided up into 4. You can have one party that's the lender, another party is the owner of the house, the insurance company. And if you're the owner, you get to see everything. But if you're the lender, you only get to communicate. So we can put information in the tokens and restrict access based on the multiple parties. And we do that with 2 parties, like for subscriptions, and we do it through collaborative tokens or 3 or more parties. But the cool thing about this is, in the future, if you own a share of stock, nobody really needs to know, but they can send you the annual reports, electronically through the tokens. So pretty neat. Insurance, they want to tokenize high value items, so you have assurance that it got recorded on a specific date. It's kind of a neat use case. These are the real estate guys we're working with to basically, there's a lot of players in this space that own all the data related to like lease, rent rates, and things on the multifamily properties. What we can do is disaggregate that so that anybody can get paid to go collect data about multifamily properties. And as somebody buys that to perform valuations on properties, then you get paid, for maintaining some data about a building. Energy industry, we've talked to some companies in this space, but there's fractional ownership of oil wells. So there's some use cases there where you want to protect the information that's coming out, proving how much oil got pumped out and where it went, so everybody gets paid their fair share. Renewable energy, so we're talking to a group, early conversations about basically they're building microgrids around the country, and so it's like a way to monetize and build out more microgrids, so more cities, rural areas have more energy, more reliable energy. And what we can do with these guys, and what we're talking about, is building data centers that are completely encrypted. So micro data centers where you buy a card, like this is like mining in the current world of crypto, but you buy a card and you put it in one of these microgrids, hook it up to the microgrid with the micro data centers, and every time it processes the math, you earn tokens, right? So if you're doing real world work, you're doing Monte Carlo simulations, you're analyzing traffic patterns and data with the auto companies. So that's renewable energy. So that's agingo. We're a platform of blockchains, not just one blockchain. And it's been fun. We're not a unicorn yet, but I think we got a pretty good shot. So Andrew, thanks for inviting us, and thank you for your time.